And good evening, everybody, and welcome to Black Hills Energy Stadium, where tonight we bring you a special presentation of Hardhats TV as your 10 and 8 post 22 Hardhats visit Lawrence County to take on the post 164 team from Spearfish. Well, we're happy to have you with us. We are getting closer to first pitch, 6 o'clock the first pitch. Temperatures are chilly tonight. I see blankets, I see heavy coats. I went with the light coat. That might have been a mistake on my part. This is Mike Fell filling in for the voice of Hardhats TV, Oliver Fell, and Coach Torby and the Hardhats just gathering around for a moment here where they get centered and ready to go. And Hardhats coming off a hard-fought series that we brought you on Hardhats TV. The series won in extra innings, 2 games out of 3 by the Cheyenne Post 6 Sixers. Hardhats looking to get to 11 and 8 tonight, and they'll face a 5 and 9 team from Spearfish. Jack Branham will draw the start for the Spearfish Post 164 Legion team, and the Hardhats will feature St. Thomas More student athlete Broden Sales on the mound. So it'll be Broden Sales versus Jack Branham. Good crowd on hand showing up to watch this big game, and this is a rescheduled game from a game that was rained out 2 weeks ago, and I don't think anyone could have imagined we'd be so close to Memorial Day and be quite this cold. It may be about 50 degrees, but man, it feels here at Black Hills Energy Stadium like it's pretty close to 40 degrees at the moment with the wind chill. Well, we're happy to have you along with us. Oliver enjoying some well-deserved time off. He raced his way up from Phoenix when his second year at Arizona State University was finished and got on the air as soon as he possibly could. And with Memorial Day weekend upon us, with no baseball scheduled for this first summer holiday weekend of the year, it seemed like the opportune time for Oliver to get some family time and see his cat and get back to Denver for the week. So I'm with you as I was the first 10 games of the season, and I'll be with you tonight and on Thursday night when the Post 22 Hardhats come home to host the Post 320 Stars in the second game of the 2-game season series between the two ball clubs. Well, the Hardhats are playing some good baseball. The bottom of the order has really been a story. The bottom half of the lineup for the Hardhats has been highly productive. They've been getting on base, really making it happen out there. And Hayden Hollick, boy, has he been just playing outstanding lately. He was 3 for 4 in Sunday's game, and by all counts, it appears that the Hardhats definitely are in a position to continue to produce at the plate, on the base paths, and it's just a great, all the way around, it's just a great day for what we have coming your way. Well, we're getting closer and closer to first pitch. I'm going to take a small timeout here and be right back with the starting lineups in a moment. This is Hardhats TV. Um, I don't see a Windows logo. Oh, it's on a panel. Okay. Oh, I see it. Okay. Got it. Okay. Okay. All right. Well, see, I want to make sure it's still streaming. Um, yeah. Okay. Now, how did I just do that? Oh, yeah, the Windows button on the screen. And then Chrome. It says, so it says 8 minutes, 11 seconds, 2 concurrent viewers. Oh, okay, but it doesn't show the picture on on the YouTube studio screen. No, it just shows Hardhats TV logo with a little like play arrow. But it is counting. It is counting the. Yeah, it's not. It's just giving me options. Yeah, yeah. Just it'd be nice to see the picture. That's all. But the streaming's fine on the OBS. We're streaming. We have. When we go back to it. Yeah, I do. Yeah, I see it. No. All right, just reload the page. Like go to live streaming and press it again. No. Yeah, I'm on that page. Yeah. Reload. Like a refresh button. Where's which is that high or low on the screen? Oh, yeah, okay, I see it. Oh, we're good. Yep, we're good. Okay. All right. Have a good evening. Thanks. Bye. And we're back, everybody. We're glad you're with us. Mike Fell here at Black Hills Energy Stadium. We'll now get to the starting lineups for this game featuring the Hardhats and the Spearfish Post 164 team. We're glad you're along with us. This is a rescheduled game from 2 weeks ago when we had rain showers washing this game out. I want to thank Parker Routes for his hospitality, making arrangements for us, and we're ready to go. And we're glad you're with us. I want to give a special acknowledgement to Rapid City Christian High School, the Comets. They won the Gregory Regional and advanced to the high school state tournament at the Birdcage for the second year in a row. And congratulations to Coach Courtney's Comets on earning that trip to the state tournament in Sioux Falls next week. Tip our hat as well to St. Thomas More's baseball program with Coach Jeff Peckney and the Cavaliers reaching the regional semifinals in Chamberlain yesterday and finishing with a record of 8-4 on the year. Let's go ahead now and look at the starting lineups. First for the visitors, your 10-8 post 22 Hardhats. Aiden Roberts gets the start as the leadoff man. He's playing third base tonight. Batting second, right fielder Carter Johnson. Hitting third, center fielder Harrison Good. Batting fourth and playing first base in the cleanup position for Coach Kelvin Torvey is first baseman Alex Dietrich. Batting fifth, second baseman Hayden Hollick, who has really been on a tear lately. Batting sixth, left fielder Aaron Roach. Batting 7th, Tate Crosswaite, the designated hitter. Batting 8th, the catcher, Josh Elder. And hitting 9th, also a player with a very hot bat, shortstop, Wilson Kiefer. On the mound tonight for the Hardhats, it's Broden Sales. Looking at the Spearfish Post 64 starting lineup for the home team here at Black Hills Energy Stadium, the same ballpark where the minor league Sasquatch, Spearfish Sasquatch play. So this is a great facility if you've had a chance to be here for some baseball. Aiden Meverden will lead off. He will play center field. Batting second, Travis Duell, the second baseman for Spearfish. Hitting third, the pitcher tonight, Jack Branham. Batting fourth, left fielder Hayden Heiding. Hitting fifth for Spearfish Post 64, it's Owen Bruner. Batting sixth and playing first base, it's Brock Lewis. Batting seventh and playing the hot corner, it's Sean Sewell. Hitting eighth, the right fielder Will Scarf. And batting ninth for Spearfish Post 164, it's Tucker Olson. So for Spearfish Post 164, it's Meverden, Duell, Branham, Heiding, Bruner, Lewis, Sewell, Scarf, and Olson, with Jack Branham on the mound. And again, for the Hardhats, setting up the infield, Josh Elder will draw the start at catcher tonight. Tate Crosswaite will be the designated hitter. At first, it'll be Alex Dietrich. At second, it'll be Hayden Hollick. Playing shortstop tonight will be Wilson Kiefer. Kiefer doing a fine job at short all season long. And playing third base this evening, it'll be Aiden Roberts. In left field, it'll be Aaron Roach. Center, Harrison Good. And in right field, Carter Johnson. And again, going through that starting lineup for the Post 22 Hardhats, it's Roberts, Johnson, Good, Dietrich, Hollick, Roach, Crosswaite, Elder, and Kiefer. And we are moments away from getting this game started. The skippers, Parker Routes and Kelvin Torby, exchanging lineup cards on this cold night. Our temperature officially here in Spearfish, here at 5:59 p.m., is 53 degrees, but it feels like 49. Temperature will get all the way down in the late innings to about 48 degrees, according to the Weather Service. Let's go ahead and update you on what's going on around the big leagues. Mike Fell with you, filling in for Oliver Fell tonight. We're moments away from first pitch. Coach Torby having a chat with Parker Rhodes out at home plate here with the home plate umpire. Let's take a look at what's going on around the big leagues. All the teams are in action in the American League and National League. Tonight, the Cincinnati Reds have an early 2-0 lead over my San Diego Padres. That game in the top of the fifth inning. The Kansas City Royals, my good friend Steve Ammerman's favorite team, they are having a great start to the year. They lead the Tigers 2-0 in the early going. The Minnesota Twins all over Patrick Corbin and the Washington Nationals, leading 6-0. Twins trying to break a 7-game losing streak tonight. The Philadelphia Phillies, the best team in Major League Baseball so far, 34-14. on top of Texas 2-1. That game of the fifth inning. Oliver's Seattle Mariners winning at Yankee Stadium in the fourth inning, 2-0. Other scores to tell you about: the first place Cleveland Guardians in the AL Central, leading the New York Mets 7-4. That game at the end of the sixth inning. And the Boston Red Sox and Tampa Bay Rays are tied 2-2. That score in the top of the sixth inning. Also in Pittsburgh tonight, in Steel City, the San Francisco Giants playing some better baseball of late. They lead the Bucks 4-1 in the top of the fifth inning. And north of the border, the Chicago White Sox have a 1-0 lead over the Toronto Blue Jays. And one other score to mention: the first place Milwaukee Brewers in the NL Central are leading the Miami Marlins in Miami 4-1, and that gets you up to date on big league action. A lot of the college baseball tournaments will begin tomorrow all across the country as teams will fight for conference tournament glory and automatic trips to the NCAA tournament. That tournament field, of course, will be announced on Memorial Day morning, as is the custom. We're getting closer and closer to the start of this game, and in a moment we will salute the flag and honor America with our national anthem. And we're ready to play ball. Jack Branham, the starting pitcher for Spearfish, post 164, getting ready to take on Aiden Roberts in the first at bat in this ball game. We're happy you're along with us. This is a rescheduled game, and good crowd assembled here in Spearfish. Number of Hardhat fans making the relatively short drive up I-90 through the Northern Hills to be here tonight. And Black Hills Energy Stadium, this is a minor league ballpark where the Spearfish Sasquatch play. They even have a special section called the Squatch Box, and this is a big-time ballpark here in Spearfish, the home of the Sasquatch. Looks like we've got some delayed audio issues. This is not unusual when we go on the road. But bear with us. We'll keep you updated on the score. We don't have the scoreboard in effect. That's one of the high-tech things that my son Oliver is good at. But we'll keep you updated, of course, throughout the broadcast. Checking out the dimensions of our ballpark, it's 330 to left field, 330 to right field down the lines. And in dead center, it is 400 feet from home plate to dead center in the deepest part of the ballpark. If you get a hold of a baseball and knock it over this high fence in right field, you'll actually hit the ball into a junkyard. That's right, there's a scrap metal salvage business beyond the right field wall. And if you hit the ball over the fence into left field, well, you'll be in the parking lot. So there you go. What a beautiful setting we have for baseball. We have Terry Peak, or rather Crow Peak. That is straight beyond center field, and such a beautiful part of the country we live in here. And this has some of the same scenic qualities that we enjoy at home at Fitzgerald Stadium. Mike Fell with you on a chilly night for baseball. The Spearfish Post 164 Ball Club gets into their infield positions, and we are just about ready to begin. Aiden Roberts to lead things off for Post 22. Hardhats trying to shake off a tough 2 out of 3 series that did not go their way against Cheyenne Post 6, and trying to get on the winning track tonight as they take on the 5-9 Post 164 team here in Spearfish. And the first pitch from Branham is over the plate, but underneath the strike zone for ball 1. Roberts, Johnson, and Good to lead things off at the top of the lineup for Coach Torby this evening. There's a pitch by Branham over for a strike. Hardhats, their formula is to get on base, really use that speed to their advantage. Here comes the pitch from Branham, and that ball is hit just over the light tower. The lights are on already, even though the sun is set at 8:23 this evening, and that's still 2 hours and 23 minutes away from now. We are still with the lights on. You could barely see the sun underneath the clouds. Still a long time before the sun goes down. As I mentioned, there's a foul, and the count quickly moves to 1-2. Here comes Branham's pitch to Aiden Roberts. Roberts gets a hold of the ball, hits it towards center. Will it drop? And no, it won't. What a catch. A great diving catch made there by Aiden Meverden. And that's the first out of the ball game. So Roberts hit the ball well, but Aiden Meverden robs Roberts of a base hit. And that now brings up Carter Johnson. Johnson waits for the pitch from Branham, and that ball struck well to right center, and that will drop for a base hit. Carter Johnson, the fastest hardhat on board.
Single by Johnson brings up number 14, Harrison Good.
With a base hit. Now here comes Harrison Good. Harry Good, coming off a solid junior college campaign down in Sterling, Colorado. Waits for the pitch from Jack Branham. Wind blowing in from left field. Here's a pitch. Harrison Good skies the ball to the edge of the infield. It's called for by the center fielder, or the third baseman rather, who makes the catch. That's Sean Sewell making the grab, and 2 are down here in the top of the first inning. Alex Dietrich now the hitter. Dietrich with a home run already this season. Would love to give this pitch a ride. 1 on, 2 out. We're in the top of the first. Jack Branham fires to Dietrich, and that pitch is low for ball. Here comes the pitch from Branham, and there's a pickoff, but the pickoff throw is high, and Carter Johnson will take 2 bases and go from first to third. Well, they had Johnson picked off, but the throw from Branham to first baseman Brock Lewis was high and went all the way to the fence. So Johnson, with his great speed, is able to take two bases, and now the Hardhats have the first, what would be the first run in this ball game, just 90 feet from home plate. Here comes the pitch to Dietrich. Inside out swing will go foul into the Sasquatch bullpen. We're just underway. We're happy you're with us. You're watching Hardhats TV from Black Hills Energy Field.
Let's go, Jack.
Here comes the 2-1 pitch from Jack Branham to Alex Dietrich. Pitch to Dietrich is outside for a ball. Alex Dietrich works the count in his favor, and the ball gets away, and a run scores! A little bit of a confusing moment there between pitcher and catcher. The ball went behind the catcher, and it kind of came out of his glove, I guess, and Johnson scores. So that's not how you draw it up, but the Hardhats will take it as they take a 1-0 lead on a pair of errors. That'll be an E2 to go along with what was a E1 that advanced Johnson from first to third. So Hollick now draws a base on balls, and Hardhats off to a solid early advantage against their opponent from here in Lawrence County. Understand our picture is freezing. Going to work on that momentarily here. There's a foul ball out of play. We'll check our connections, make sure we have what we need here. We're connected. Check our stream. Now batting for the Hardhats is Hayden Hollick. Hayden went 3 for 4 on Sunday against Cheyenne Post 6. He's playing very well this year. Had a great trip to Billings as well earlier in the season. Ball chopped to Sewell at third, throw to first in time, and that retires the side. So Sean Sewell makes a pair of great plays, but it was a pair of errors between the battery mates, the pitcher and catcher, that allowed Carter Johnson to pick up the first run of this ball game, and it's 1-0 in favor of the post 22 Hardhats. So to review the top of the first inning, there was one run. There was one hit. There were 2 errors, and there was 1 man left on base through a half inning of play. It's post 22 1, Spearfish post 164 coming up. We think we have some issues with our Wi-Fi, and that's impacting our ability to bring you the kind of broadcast we want to. It's just been a common issue with our carrier and these road games, it seems. And we appreciate your patience with us, being with us. And it may essentially be a radio broadcast here tonight. Of course, any broadcast, better than no broadcast. So we go to the bottom of the first inning. Hardhats leading 1-0. For Spearfish post 164, it'll be Aiden Meverden who made that great catch in center field to rob Aiden Roberts of a base hit. Travis Duell and Jack Branham coming up as the top of the lineup for post 164. Post 164, they have the Spearfish High School colors, the Spartans colors, but they are post 164. Hardhats in their Rapid City gray road uniforms with the red caps. Hardhats off to a 10-8 start on the year, playing all comers, really taking on a lot of quality opponents. First pitch is over for a strike from Broden Sales. Second pitch just off the plate to even the count at 1-1. Broden Sales getting a start tonight. Hardhats will take on 320 on Thursday, and then they will have Memorial Day off. And then, of course, next week we bring you every single game from the Veterans Classic live from Fitzgerald Stadium. Oliver will have most of those games for you. I'll fill in as needed, probably the early morning games. There's a flare out to center field, and making the catch is Harrison Good. Travis Duell now the batter.
Center field brings up number 7, Travis Duell.
We apologize for some freezing video. Hopefully you're able to hear the audio smoothly. Here comes the pitch. It's outside for a ball. Travis Duell waits for the 0-1 pitch. That's over for a strike. Or rather, it was a 1-0 pitch. Now the count is 1-1. Travis Duell. The name Duell, that is actually a county. There's a Duell County in the southern part of the Nebraska Panhandle. That's where Chaparral is located. Count goes to 2-1. Here comes the next pitch from Sales, and that's just off the plate. The count moves to the hitter's advantage, now at 3 balls and 1 strike. There's 1 out, nobody on base. We're in the bottom of the first inning. The Hardhats leading 1-0. Carter Johnson able to score off a pair of errors, advancing him from first to home plate in sequence. And there's a walk. Travis Duell is on board. And now here comes the number 3 hitter, Jack Branham. And how about the old school walk-up music for Jack Branham? I like it. He's got the Come and Get Your Love song going. So Jack Branham, the left-handed hitter, waits for the pitch from Broden Sales. Sales looks over to first. Fires to try to get the pickoff. Dietrich handles the ball smoothly, but easily getting back on the pickoff attempt was Travis Duell. Well, Broden Sales, he is a left-handed pitcher. He gets a front row seat to what's happening at first base, and he's not afraid to use that lightning fast pickoff move when necessary. There's a pitch inside for a ball. Hardhats leading 1-0. I want to thank Coach Kelvin Torvey. He brought the broadcast equipment with him from Rapid City. There's a inside pitch. Here comes another pitch, and that gets away. Post 22 on top, 1-0. Hardhats will take on Post 320. They'll host the Stars on Thursday night. Get your tickets. Jack Branham ahead in the count, 2 balls, 1 strike. Here comes the fourth pitch in this at bat from Broden Sales, but Sales decides to throw the ball away. He threw the ball on a pickoff attempt to Dietrich, and taking second base easily is Travis Duell. Well, there must have been something that Broden Sales really liked that had him snap off that throw to Alex Dietrich at first, but that ball was well outside the reach of Alex Dietrich at first base. So in this first inning, we've seen a pair of errant pickoff throws from each starting pitcher in tonight's contest. The count remains at 2-1. Broden Sales now looks back at Duell at second, fires home, and hits the plate there with a strike. 2 balls, 2 strikes now to Jack Branham, trying to tie this ball game with a man in scoring position and just 1 out. Here comes the throw home from Sales, and that's strike 3. And Broden Sales strikes out Jack Branham.
Stepping up the plate for Spearfish, number 12.
And now here comes the cleanup hitter for Spearfish, post 164, Hayden Hiding. Hiding trying to drive home Travis Duell in this 1-0 ball game, currently led by your post 22 Hardhats. There's a low throw, it's in the dirt. Broden mixing his pitches well. Sometimes has the location, sometimes hasn't. But I wouldn't describe Broden as shaky here in the early going. Here comes a pitch. That's a swing and a miss for a strike. Here comes a 1-1 pitch from Broden Sales to Hayden Hiding. Hiding pops it up. Dietrich chasing it down. Does he have enough room to make the catch? Yes, he does. And that retires the side. Alex Dietrich able to retire Hayden Hiding on a pop-up in foul territory. And through the first inning of play, it's post 22-1, post 164-0. In the bottom of the first inning, for Spearfish post 164, there were no runs, there were no hits, there was 1 error committed, and there was 1 man left on second base. We go to the top of the second inning. The Hardhats in front, 1-0. Coming up for post 22, it'll be Aaron Roach, Tate Crossway, and Josh Elder, the 6, 7, and 8 hitters in Coach Kelvin Torby's lineup.
I know they cut off some of the stuff though. Like phone numbers and stuff, some of the ads, like what people actually put in, what they wanted on their advertising. It wasn't all on it. It's just police sending it out. I didn't know, because they're all supposed to come to me. I can show you my email. Yeah, I'll have to ask you. I didn't
Welcome back. We begin the second inning. Hardhats leading 1-0. Do what we call a reboot. We'll see if we can keep the stream and the connection going for all of you watching here on Hardhats TV.
There you go, Jack.
Well, right now the first hitter in the second inning is Aaron Roach. Pitch to Roach is outside for a ball. Roach down in the count 1-2. Jack Branham, the starting pitcher for Spearfish, ready to deal. Here comes the 2-2 pitch now from Branham to Roach. Pitch is outside for a ball. And the count goes full. Can Aaron Roach get on base here for the Hardhats? Roach hits it high. It's playable. Meverden comes in and slides and makes the catch, and that's two nice catches by the Spearfish post 164 center fielder Aiden Meverden so far tonight. Here comes the first pitch to Tate Crossway. That's over for a strike. Tate swinging a good bat. See what he can do here. Pitch to Crossway is low. Count is 1-1 strike. Nobody on, 1 out. Hardhats in front, 1-0. Here comes the 1-1 pitch to Tate Crossway. And that pitch is inside for a ball. We're happy to have you with us. Working through some streaming challenges. We think we may have just solved our issue. We'll see. There's an inside pitch. Count now goes to 2-2 strikes. Here comes, or rather that was inside, counts 3-1. Here comes the 3-1 pitch. Ball hit hard to the first baseman. He will take it himself to the bag to retire Tate Crossway. So that's a ground out to the first baseman, unassisted.
Number 21, Josh Elder.
And now here comes catcher Josh Elder for post 22. Philip Betts getting the night off. Left-handed catcher Josh Elder comes to the plate with nobody on and 2 out. Branham with a nice sinker. Just sank that pitch underneath the strike zone. Count is 1-0. Here comes the next pitch from Branham, and that is over for a strike. Post 22. Leading 1-0 here in the top of the second inning. Here comes the pitch to Elder, and that ball is fouled out of play, and count now moves to 1-2. Josh Elder protecting the strike zone here. Doing his best to try to reach base. It's the number 8 hitter in the Hardhats lineup. There's a pitch by Jack Branham. It's off the plate for a ball. Count now 2-2 strikes with 2 outs here in the top of the second. Hardhats in front by a 1-0 count. Here comes the pitch, and it gets away, but to very little consequence as the Hardhats lack any base runners. The count now goes full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, or 2 outs on this sub 50-degree night here in Spearfish. Here comes the pitch. That ball hit hard and fair into right field. And that'll be a base hit for left-handed swinger Josh Elder. So Josh able to come through with that payoff pitch in the zone. He drives the ball cleanly into right field, and Hardhats now, for the second time in as many innings, have base runners. And that brings up Wilson Kiefer, who has just been en fuego at the plate the last couple of games. Here comes the pitch. Taking off is Elder, and he will steal second base. So the Hardhats quickly get a man in scoring position. What a great start. Good jump, rather, Josh Elder had on that stolen base. Here comes the pitch from Branham to Wilson Kiefer. Kiefer hits it right past the shortstop. That's going to bring home a run. The Hardhats have made it 2-0. Wilson Kiefer with a base hit smash past the shortstop. Drives in. Josh Elder with the second run of this ball game. And the Hardhats now lead 2-0. What a start for Post 22. Mike Fell with you, filling in for Oliver Fell. We're happy to have all of you aboard tonight. Hardhats with 3 hits so far, leading 2-0. They have taken advantage of some defensive miscues. There's an attempt on third base, and that's a successful steal. As Wilson Kiefer, he is able to swipe third, and now the Hardhats, who had their first 2 batters retired, suddenly with a chance to score twice in this inning. There's a pitch by Branham over the plate to move the count to 2 balls and 1 strike. Aiden Roberts, the hitter. Aiden flew out to center with a great catch by Aiden Meverden, his first time up to start out the ballgame. Count is now 3 balls and 1 strike to Aiden Roberts. Here comes the pitch to Roberts from Branham, and that's low, and that's a ball. And that's ball 4. And the Hardhats have rapidly put themselves in a position to have a big inning. Still 2 outs, but the Hardhats have runners at the corners, and here comes Carter Johnson. Johnson with blistering speed, able to reach with a single his first time up, then advance and score in a pair of errors. There goes Aiden Roberts, and he will steal second base without a throw. Looks as though Spearfish wanted to guard against a possible throw down to second and a charge from third base to home plate there. So now there are 2 men in scoring position for the hitter Carter Johnson. Johnson, even in the count, 1-1, working against Jack Branham. Here comes the pitch. That's a swing and a miss. Strike 2. Carter Johnson down in the count, 1-2. 2 outs, 2 men on base at second and third. Hardhats leading 2-0. We're in the top of the second inning here at Black Hills Energy Stadium. Mike Fell filling in for Oliver Fell this evening on Hardhats TV. There's an inside pitch. Moves the count to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Branham gets his sign. Here comes the 2-2 pitch to Carter Johnson. And that pitch just off the plate. And the count fills up with 3 balls and 2 strikes. Here comes the 3-2 pitch, and that pitch is off the plate, and the bases are loaded. This has been a smaller strike zone. The outside borderline pitch is not there tonight, and that is to the detriment of Jack Branham so far in this inning. Going to take a technical timeout here.
Now batting for post 22, number 14, Harrison Good. Fly out to Meverton to retire the side.
And there is a fly out to center field, and that will end the inning. So Harrison Good flies out to center, but the Hardhats do get a run across. There was one run. There were 2 hits, and there were no errors with 3 men left on base. Through an inning and a half here in Spearfish, it's the Hardhats 2 and Spearfish post 164-0. This is Hardhats TV.
We'd also like to offer a congratulations to our 4 senior players that graduated this past weekend. Number 7, Travis Duell. Number 12, Halen Heidi. Number 9, Cody Chapman. And number 18, Will Sharp. Congratulations.
I understand that if we only had access to the Ethernet, we would be good here with our connections, but unfortunately our computer does not have an Ethernet port, so we are on mobile hotspot connection throughout our broadcast, and our apologies. We sure wish we could connect an Ethernet cable to give you a much better, smoother broadcast tonight. Just don't have that available with our computer.
Spearfish, number 6, Owen Bruner. Someone put a smile on the kid.
We begin the bottom of the second inning now. Hardhats leading 2-0. Broden Sales coming out for his second consecutive inning of duty. Coming up to hit here for Spearfish, Owen Bruner, Brock Lewis, and Sean Sewell. It's a cold night. Probably the coldest night we've had since our trip to Gillette 3 weeks ago. That was so cold we saw a few snowflakes. Here comes a pitch. It's outside for a ball. Owen Bruner He's the catcher for Spearfish post 164. He awaits the 3-1 pitch from Broden, and that is inside and off the plate for ball 4. So the leadoff man is aboard for the first time tonight for Spearfish.
Bruner draws a walk, brings up number 16.
Now Brock Lewis will come to bat. Black Hills Energy Stadium, the location for tonight's ball game. We're happy you're along with us here on Hardhats TV. Mike Fell filling in for Oliver Fell, getting a well-deserved week home in Centennial, Colorado. I will be with you from Fitzgerald Stadium with much better Wi-Fi, I might add, coming your way on Thursday night when Post 320 comes to town. There's a swing and a miss for a strike. Brock Lewis down in the count 0-2. Brock, the first baseman, trying to advance the runner in this 2-0 ball game, currently led by the Hardhats. There's a low pitch outside for a ball. Strike zone has been small tonight. Usually on a chilly night like tonight, the strike zone has a way of expanding. But no evidence to that happening this evening. Here comes the 1-2 pitch from Broden Sales, and calling time is Brock Lewis, who needs a little more time to concentrate, reset. Broden Sales shaking off the sign from his catcher, Josh Elder, now settles on the pitch. He fires high and snaps off a ball to move the count to 2-2. Sales just does not appear to be in a groove right now. Ball is hit off of Sales' glove. Throw to first is in time. Nice recovery and infield put out there by Wilson Kiefer at shortstop to retire Brock Lewis at first. The ball deflected off of Broden Sales' glove, so that counts as a 1-6-3 ground out, retiring Broden. Lewis as Owen Bruner advances to second base. So the Spearfish post 164 Legion Ball Club has a man in scoring position with just 1 out. Owen Bruner with a slight lead at second base. Now coming up to bat at Sean Sewell, the third baseman for Spearfish. There's a pitch by Sales that's outside for a ball. Count is 1 ball and 1 strike now. To Sean Sewell. Sales pitches low. Good job there by Josh Elder to knock that pitch down and block the plate. Count is 2-1 to Sean Sewell. Broden Sales trying to get out of trouble for the second consecutive inning. Here comes the pitch from Sales, and that's a swing and a miss. And the count now moves to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Hardhats leading 2-0. If you're just joining us, this is a rescheduled game from a rainout 2 weeks earlier. Here comes the 2-2 pitch, and it is going to get away and go back to the screen, and Owen Bruner advances from second to third. And now any kind of hard contact will put Spearfish post 164 on the scoreboard in this 2-0 game. Broden Sales ready to deliver the 3-2 payoff pitch to Sewell. And that pitch is over for strike 3. Broden Sales catches the corner, and that's 2 outs for the Hardhats here in the bottom of the second inning. That was the second strikeout of the game. Ball hit hard to third. Roberts has it. Throw to first in time to retire the side and keep this score at 2-0 in favor of Post 22. Good play there by Roberts and a nice throw. Was able to beat the runner by 2 steps. And through 2 innings of play here at Black Hills Energy Stadium in the shadow of Crow Peak, it's the Hardhats 2 and Spearfish Post 164-0. In the bottom of the second inning, there were no runs, there were no hits, and there were no errors. There was 1 man left on base. We go to the third inning for Post 22. Alex Dietrich, Hayden Howick, and Aaron Roach, the middle of the order, are due up for the Hardhats. Hardhats already with their second swing through the lineup will face Jack Branham here in the top of the third inning. This is a 7-inning ball game tonight. These teams, familiar opponents. Want to take a moment again and congratulate Coach Courtney and Adam Courtney and the Rapid City Christian Comets. They made it to the state tournament in Sioux Falls. Also want to congratulate Stevens. They made it to the Class A state tournament, winning their Super Regional Series against Central over the weekend. And that's the first time that Rapid City has sent a high school team to the Class A state tournament in 14 years. So congratulations to Stevens and all of you Raiders fans out there. And congrats to all you Comet fans as well. We're underway here. Pitch to Dietrich is blooped into left center field for a leadoff hit here in the top of the third inning. Now here comes Hayden Howick. Hayden Howick with an opportunity to come through. He grounded out to Sean Sewell at third base his first time up back in the first inning. Here comes the pitch from Branham to Howick, and that pitch is high for a ball. Hayden Howick, he had such a great trip to Billings. He just put on a clinic at Joe Pertz Field back in the first weekend of May of this month. It feels like this month is lasting a long time. It's hard to believe we were in Billings just only 2 weeks ago. Boy, was that a fun trip. Who could forget that amazing miracle comeback on that Sunday morning to beat the Billings Scarlets? There's a pitch, a swing and a miss by Howick for a strike. The trademark so far for the 10-8 Post 22 Hardhats this year has to be the fact that no team has been able to sweep Post 22 yet. Hardhats just are very resilient. There's a foul ball into the parking lot, and the count moves to 1-2. Give Jack Branham credit. He's kind of been a survivor out there as a starter. He's only given up 1 run in each of the first 2 innings tonight. Here comes the pitch from Jack Branham, taking off, or rather to Howick, and Howick is able to get a base hit through the hole, and there are runners at the corners with no outs here in the top of the third inning. Nice piece of hitting by Hayden Howick. Not only did he get a base hit there, but it was actually Alex Dietrich running towards second that drew the second baseman out of position to handle what likely would have been a ground out on the right side of the infield a moment earlier. I want to give a shout out to my good buddy Steve Ammerman, the voice of Black Hills State University Yellow Jacket Sports. If you're watching, Steve, we're happy you're with us tonight. There's a pitch out towards first base. Slides and makes the catch, and that's two nice catches by the Spearfish post 164 center fielder, Hayden Pemberton, so far tonight. There's a throw down to second. That will not be in time. Runners now at second and third as Hayden Howick able to take second base without much resistance. Hardhats now with a pair of runners in scoring position. Sun trying to peek out for the first time here in these twilight hours. It is 6:53 local time. Hardhats with a 2-0 lead with a major opportunity to build on that lead here. Here comes a pitch to Branham. Ball is lifted to right field. That could score a run. Catch is made. Throw home is not going to be in time. And there's a sac fly RBI to right field by Aaron Roach. That's the first out here in the third. Alex Dietrich scores from third base. And the Hardhats now have scored in each of the first 3 innings tonight against Jack Branham, the pitcher for Spearfish, post 164.
Now batting number 29, Tate Crossway.
Hayden Howick remains at second base, and now here comes Tate Crossway, the left-handed slugger. Tate quickly behind in the count 1-0 here to Jack Branham. Branham's pitch to Crossway is low for a ball. Temperature warming up slightly, I've noticed, now that the sun is making a bold comeback effort, trying to get out into view. It's been up there, just hasn't been able to cut through these clouds here in the northern hills. Here comes a pitch, and it's in the dirt. Taking off for third and getting in safely is Hayden Howick. The Hardhats in the first couple of innings have already stolen unofficially 3 bases so far. Maybe 4 bases. Here comes the pitch. That ball is hit hard but foul out of play. Beyond the squatch box, the special low-priced cheering section near the concession stand down the first base line here at Black Hills Energy Stadium. Count is now 3-1, and there's a pop back to the screen. So I'll never forget, I had just moved, my wife and I, Cassandra and I, we had just moved to Rapid City. I was hearing the sports one morning, and I heard about a power outage at the Sasquatch game, and it was interesting when they said the power went out at Black Hills Energy Stadium. Ball is lifted to left field. It's called for and caught in foul territory. That might bring home a run, and it will bring home a run as Hayden Howick is able to score on that fly out to left field. And you know, a lot of baseball people will tell you that ball should not have been caught. You're exchanging a run for an out there, and that's not a good exchange when you're trailing 3-0. Well, the Hardhats now lead 4-0. Tate Crossway able to bring home a sac fly RBI. The fly out in foul territory to left field. So the Hardhats cash a pair of runs, now leading 4-0. And Josh Elder is the hitter with nobody on base. Elder pops it up. Sewell calls for it and makes the catch to retire the side. But The Hardhats scored 2 runs on a pair of sacrifice flies to the outfield and now have doubled their lead 4-0 in favor of Post 22 over Spearfish Post 164. In the top of the 3rd inning, the Hardhats scored 2 runs on a pair of singles aided by a pair of sac flies. There were no errors and there were no men left on base. It's Post 22 4, Spearfish Post 164 nothing. This is Hardhats TV. Take a look at scores around the major leagues. The Minnesota Twins, they're taking out their frustrations on their 7-game losing streak with a 10-0 lead in the nation's capital. That game in the middle of the 9th inning. The Kansas City Royals all over the Detroit Tigers 8-3. How about those Royals? The Cincinnati Reds at Great America Ballpark lead my San Diego Padres 2-0. That game in the top of the 9th. The Orioles and the Cardinals in their interleague play tied at 1. By the way, in case you didn't know, the Orioles used to be the St. Louis Browns back in the early part of the 20th century. The Philadelphia Phillies in a World Series rematch lead the Texas Rangers 3-2 in the city of brotherly love. That game in the bottom of the 8th inning. And a final from Cleveland. The first place Guardians hang on and beat the New York Mets 7-6 for the first final of the night in Major League Baseball. And we're back to action here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Hardhats up 4-0. Tucker Olson will now come to the plate for the first time tonight. There's a swing and a miss. Broden Sales pitching a shutout so far. Here comes a pitch, and Sales has a ball go in the dirt. Countdown goes to 2-1. We apologize. We're having some streaming issues, and not sure if that's able to keep everybody connected. I've been able to stay connected, but a lot of people are just looking for that reset. There's a fly ball to left, and that ball is caught cleanly. Good play there by Aaron Roach in left field.
Fly by Olson brings up number 15,
Give a
Aiden Meverden.
big congratulations to Aaron Roach. He will be graduating this Sunday from St. Thomas More High School. Tremendous high school. Aiden Meverden now the hitter, the leadoff man for Spearfish. Meverden flew out to center his first time up tonight. Aiden Meverden trying to get on base here in the bottom of the 3rd inning, Post 22-4. Spearfish Post 164-0. Meverden gives the ball a ride but foul into the Hardhats bullpen. It's actually off the roof of the shed beyond the bullpen. I'm going to give a shout out to Oliver Fell, the voice of Hardhats TV. Oliver enjoying a week home, taking advantage of the fact that there are no scheduled games for Memorial Day weekend. And Oliver never got any time home. He just came straight from Phoenix, where he attends college, to Rapid City. There's a fly out to center. Good catch there made by Harrison Good. Now here comes Travis Duell. Travis Duell trying to do well at the plate here. There's my obligatory dad joke. I'm a proud father of 4. Sandra and I have another on the way, coming in October. Here comes Travis Duell. Pitch from Broden Sales is outside for a ball. I always enjoy hearing Paul James on the Eagle Country Wake Up Show with his dad jokes. Here comes the pitch. It's inside. 2-0 count now to Travis Duell. Hardhats trying to get their first 1-2-3 inning behind Broden Sales. There's a pitch that's over for a strike. Broden able to paint that outside corner a little bit better as the game has moved along. Here comes a pitch from Sales. That's a wild one, and that's ball 3.
Let's go, Trav.
Jack Branham is on deck. Hardhats up 4-0. Still very much a competitive game here in the bottom of the third. Hardhats able to score 2 runs in the third and a run in the first and a run in the second. And there's ball 4. And there's a 2-out walk issued to Travis Duell. And now here comes Jack Branham, who has picked out my favorite walk-up music of any batter that we've covered this year. Here comes the pitch from Broden Sales to Jack Branham. That pitch is high for a ball. Certain songs from the 60s and 70s, they just make you feel good. That's one of them. Here comes the 1-0 pitch to Branham, trying to help his cause as the starting pitcher tonight. Branham hits the ball squarely, and it will be caught by Aaron Roach on the run in left field, and that retires the side. So Broden Sales is sailing through the first 3 innings of the 7-inning game. He has a shutout intact as he strands a runner at first base as Jack Branham flies out to left field. So in the bottom of the 3rd inning, there were no runs. There were no hits. There was 1 error. There were no errors, and there was 1 man left on base. Well, Broden Sales, he has a no-hitter going. So far, Spearfish is yet to record a base hit. And Broden Sales has a no-hitter going through 3. You wonder how long Kelvin Torby will keep Broden Sales out there. It's one of those things in the game. Of course, nowadays you see more and more combined no-nos. We could have a combined no-hitter, you never know. Well, we now will have a pitching change, it appears. New pitcher for Spearfish, post 164. Let's see who is warming up here.
Same pitcher.
Oh, it is the same pitcher. All right. So Jack Branham's back out there, and we begin the 4th inning. Hardhats on top 4-0 on a bitterly cold night for the week leading into Memorial Day weekend. I'll say that. Umpire instructing some of the Hardhat players to get back into the dugout. Dugouts are pretty close to home plate here at the home of the Sasquatch, Black Hills Energy Stadium. Here's a question. Do you believe in Bigfoot? Do you believe that there are Sasquatch? I don't know. Wilson Kiefer is the batter. We lead things off. Actually, I do not believe in Bigfoot, but some people do. There's an inside pitch. There's a ball. Count is now 1-1. If you grew up like I did in the 70s and 80s, there was always that footage of that one Bigfoot going around Northern California. There's a foul ball. Kind of looked like a guy to me, but anyway. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. So Wilson Kiefer. Branham's pitch is fouled down the third base line, and the count remains 1-2 strike. Kiefer with a base hit and an RBI single back in the second inning. Kiefer trying to be 2 for 2 here. Hardhats leading 4-0. Big story brewing is Broden Sales is pitching a no-hitter through 3 innings of play here at Black Hills Energy Stadium. There's a base hit into left field by Wilson Kiefer, and Wilson is 2 for 2 with a pair of singles. Wilson has just been automatic in that number 9 spot in the order. He has turned over this lineup so many times. That's exactly what he's there to do for Coach Kelvin Torvey and the Hardhats. Kiefer has also been a mainstay at short so far this year. And now here comes Aiden Roberts. AR waiting for his first pitch in this at bat from Jack Branham. Pitch to Roberts is a number right back to the pitcher. Pitcher fires to first. That's out number 1. Advancing on the play there was Wilson Kiefer. So now the Hardhats with a man in scoring position. And here comes Carter Johnson. Carter Johnson tonight, 1 for 1 with a single and a walk. He scored back in the first inning on a pair of errors by the pitcher and catcher. The only 2 errors committed tonight by Spearfish. And there's a pass ball, and advancing to third base is Wilson Kiefer. Carter Johnson, 1-0 in the count here. Waits for the pitch from Jack Branham. Here comes the pitch, and that's over for a strike. Count moves to 1-1. If you're just joining us, the Hardhats have scored in all 3 innings in which they've come to bat. They scored once in the first, once in the second, and twice in the third. That ball is hit hard, but just into the edge of foul territory down the left field line. Carter Johnson with a good AB here. Down in the count 1-2, but protecting the plate with those classic B-hacks. Here comes the pitch. There's a bouncer to the catcher. Count moves to 2-2. Harrison Good is on deck. Hardhats leading 4-0. Broden Sales pitching a no-hitter so far through 3 innings for post 22. There's a pop-up. Easy can of corn for the shortstop, and that's out number 2.
Wow, Tolson brings up number 14, Harrison Good.
Now here comes Harrison Good. Harrison Good. His team went deep into the junior college playoffs, probably in part because of how great a player Harry is. Here comes the pitch to Harrison Good, and that pitch is inside for a ball. Harrison Good 0 for 2 so far tonight. Due to come through here with a man at third with 2 outs. Here comes a pitch from Branham to Harrison Good, and it is a wild pitch, and that will score a run. As scoring home with a bit of a trot is Wilson Kiefer, and it's 5-0 in favor of the Hardhats. A wild pitch there able to open the door for yet another run, and the Hardhats have scored in each of the 4 innings in which they've come to the plate. There's a low pitch, and it's now 3-0 in favor of Harrison Good. Alex Dietrich due up next. 3-0 pitch here to Harrison Good. Harrison can be selective, and he is, and that's a high pitch out of the zone for ball 4. Harrison Good on base for the first time tonight, and now
number 27, Alex Dietrich.
Jack Branham will get a visit from the pitching coach, it looks like. Well, the Hardhats hard at work. They lead 5-0. They've been able to string together 6 hits this evening. And in addition to those half a dozen hits, the Hardhats have yet to commit an error. So that has been very solid baseball for the Hardhats, who come into this game 2 games above the 500 mark. Next week, it will be the Veterans Classic. The first couple of days in June, always a great tournament with teams from all over, teams from states such as Wyoming and Montana and Colorado and Nebraska, and of course here in South Dakota. The Veterans Classic comes your way starting next Thursday, and we'll have every game for you right here on Hardhats TV, live from Fitzgerald Stadium. Jack Branham now facing Alex Dietrich. Dietrich 1 for 1 with a run scored back in the 3rd inning. Dietrich waits for the first pitch to come his way from Jack Branham. Here comes the pitch from Jack. Nope, they have another pickoff throw. It's almost like Jack doesn't want to throw home, because these leads from Harrison Good are not exactly big leads. Here comes the pitch from the left-handed Jack Branham. There goes Harrison Good, and he will steal second base successfully. Well, Hardhats have another man in scoring position, leading 5-0 here in the top of the 4th. Alex Dietrich down in the count 0-1 on that last pitch, and Dietrich will foul the ball out of play just beyond the squash box cheering section down the first base line.
Go, Jack.
So Alex Dietrich down in the count 0-2. There are 2 outs. At second base is Harrison Good. Hardhats leading 5-0. Here comes the pitch to Alex Dietrich. And that pitch is lifted right to the shortstop for the final out of the inning. Dietrich just couldn't get much on that swing. And that will do it for the Hardhats in the 4th inning. But Post 22 scores again. They score 1 run on 1 hit. There were no errors, and there was 1 man left on base. Through 3.5 innings of play in our 7-inning game here at Black Hills Energy Stadium, it's Post 22 5 and Spearfish Post 164-0. Broden Sales now takes the mound. He's pitching a no-no. We go into the bottom of the 4th. Can Broden Sales fire a no-hitter tonight here in this minor league ballpark here at the home of the Spearfish Sasquatch? Well, the Hardhats will try to keep the no-no intact here. First time this year, I believe, that Hardhats have had a pitcher pitch a no-hitter into the 4th inning.
Leading off for post 164, number 12.
Coming up to bat for the Spearfish post 164 ball club will be the middle of the order here in the 4th. Hayden Hiding, Owen Bruner, and Brock Lewis. Spearfish has been able to get 3 men on base in this ball game, but not by way of a hit. Hayden Hiding now comes to bat against Broden Sales, starting pitcher for post 22, Pride of St. Thomas More High School. There's a high pitch outside for a ball. Hardhats off to a good start tonight, leading 5-0. They've put together half a dozen hits in this one. There's a pop-up called for, and the catch is made by the second baseman for the Hardhats, Hayden Hollick. So that's 10 outs recorded against no hits now for Broden Sales. Now coming up to bat, it's Owen Bruner. Bruner walked his first time up and was able to reach second base. He was stranded there. Rather, he reached third base. He was the only member of Spearfish post 164 to touch the third base bag so far. There's a swing and a miss for a strike. Count quickly is 0-2. Owen Bruner trying to do what no member of his team has done yet, and that's reach base by way of a hit. And there's a swing and a miss, strike 3. And the Hardhats now knock down the first 2 hitters for Spearfish. That is the 3rd strikeout of the game for Broden Sales. And now Broden 1 out away here from going 4 hitless innings as the starter tonight for post 22. There's the pitch. It's hit high. It's called for, and the catch is made by Alex Dietrich. And that's a 1-2-3 inning, and Broden Sales has a no-hitter through 4 innings here at Black Hills Energy Stadium in Spearfish, South Dakota. How about these Hardhats and Broden Sales tonight? Wow. There were no runs, no hits, no errors, no men left on base. We go to the top of the 5th inning in a 5-0 contest. Hardhats getting it done and backing up Broden Sales, who is pitching a masterpiece here in Lawrence County this evening. Apologize, we've had some streaming issues tonight. It's been our commonplace issue we've had with road games. We're working on it. We're glad you're all with us tonight. The Hardhats leading 5-0. We are now in the 5th inning. Jack Branham out for another inning of work. Broden Sales pitching a no-hitter through 4 innings of play in this 7-inning ball game. That's the big story right now. Hardhats looking to just put this game out of reach. They've scored in each inning they've come to bat with a run in the 1st and the 2nd, 2 runs in the 3rd. Both of those runs, incidentally, in the 3rd inning came via the sacrifice fly. And then the Hardhats had a 2-out rally and plated their 5th tally of the ball game in the 4th inning. We're glad you're with us tonight. It's a cold night. Hope it's warmer where you are than where we are. Temperature hovering around 50 degrees here in Spearfish. Hayden Hollick will lead things off for post 22. Hollick, Roach, and Crosswade are all due up. The 5, 6, 7 hitters in Coach Torby's lineup as we begin the 5th inning of play. First pitch from Branham is outside for a ball. Mike Fell with you, filling in for Oliver Fell. Oliver will be back with you next week for the Veterans Classic. Ball is hit hard by Hollick, and that's trouble. Will it land? No. Aiden Meverden with a great catch in center field, and that's the 3rd great grab of this game by Aiden Meverden. Aiden on that play ran a long way to make the catch. He really showed his speed and his range. Definitely Parker has the right man out there patrolling center field for Spearfish post 164. Aaron Roach now the hitter. Also the pride of St. Thomas More. Roach hits it high, and it is going to be called for and caught by the shortstop for Spearfish. That's Tucker Olson.
Catch by Olson for the second out of the inning. Brings up number 29, Tate Crossway.
Now here comes Tate Crossway. So 2 up, 2 down. A very fast, brisk start to this 5th inning for Spearfish post 164. There's a swing and a miss. Crossway really had the string pulled on him that time. Here comes the next pitch from Jack Branham. Pitch from Jack is low for a ball. Hardhats will be at home Thursday night. I'll have the call for you from Fitzgerald Stadium, and we will have great Wi-Fi because we're at home, and we're looking forward to that home Wi-Fi. There's a flare out to left, and that is the 3rd out of the inning. Spearfish's left fielder, Heidi, makes it a 1-2-3 inning with that catch in left field. And now here comes Broden Sales out for his 5th inning of work. Can he keep the no-hitter going? We shall see. You're watching Hardhats TV. There were no runs, no hits, no errors, no men left on base in the top of the 5th inning. The Hardhats leading 5-0. That's the first time tonight post 22 has failed to put up at least a run in a frame. Hardhats now averaging a run per inning. But they have a 5-0 lead thanks to Broden Sales and his no-hitter. Coming up to bat in the bottom of the 5th will be the bottom of the order, Sean Sewell, Will Scarf, and Tucker Olson. For post 164. Post 164, they are 5-9 coming into this game. They have their work cut out for them. And for post 22, they would love to see not only a victory tonight, but a no-hitter as Broden Sales takes the hill to face Sean Sewell. Sean Sewell taps his cleats, steps into the batter's box, and we are underway now here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Left-hander Sales winds, fires, kicks, and draws a strike on his first pitch here in the bottom of the 5th. Here comes the next pitch, and that is outside for a ball. Count is 1-1. Broden Sales gets his sign from Josh Elder. There's a pitch outside for a ball. Big congratulations to all the seniors that are graduating for both of these teams. We're really in graduation season right now. Shout out to all of you for all your hard work and all the best to whatever life brings your way over the next many years. Count is now 2-1 to Sean Sewell. Sales has given up 3 base runners, but he has a no-hitter so far against Spearfish. There's a high pitch for a strike. Count now evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes. We apologize. We've had some video streaming issues tonight. We do know this game is going to be archived cleanly because the streaming element with our Wi-Fi, as there's a base on balls issued to Sean Sewell, the streaming element is not impacted on the archive. So as long as we're bringing you the technical broadcast, and you can go back and watch it without any issue. Here comes the pitch now to Will Scarf as Sales loses his hat. Sometimes when Broden fires to home plate, he gets a little off balance. Looks like Tim Winchicum out there. Counts now 1-0 to Will Scarf. Leadoff man is aboard. There's a foul ball out of the ballpark. Count is now 1-1. Will Scharf, the hitter. Here comes the pitch from Broden Sales, and that ball is fouled off of Josh Elder. We hope Josh is okay. Looks like he's all right. I think it went off of his guards there on his armor. Count is now 1-2 to Will Scarf. Sean Sewell, the leadoff hitter's at first base. No outs. We're in the 5th inning. It's a 5-0 ball game. And suddenly we have things moving into a snail's pace. I'm not sure what the delay is all about. They're looking out to left field for some reason. Oh, okay. Here we go. There's a low pitch, and count is now 2-2. Will Scarf waits for the 2-2 pitch. It's a good night for some people to bring a scarf to the ballpark. There's a throw to first base. It's a chilly night here in Spearfish. At least the wind has calmed down. That's a rare thing here. It's usually windy in Spearfish. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. And it's high for ball 3. Flag is completely limp next to the scoreboard in left field. The count is now full. Broden Sales with a payoff pitch with a man at first. Here comes the pitch, and that is over for strike 3. That's the 4th punch out in the ball game for Broden Sales.
Now batting number 13, Tucker Olson.
And the Hardhats now have 1 down and a man on. We're here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Here comes Tucker Olson, the number 9 hitter in Parker Rote's lineup. Tucker flew out to left field back in the 3rd inning. And Sales pitches high. Broden Sales, the man at first with 1 out here in the 5th inning, trying to keep his no-hitter going. Count is now 3-0 to Tucker Olson. Tucker most likely with a stop sign here on this next pitch, you would think. What Spearfish needs are base runners, and there's a pitch that's high, and that's ball 4. So now,
Tucker draws a walk, brings up number 15.
for the first time tonight, Spearfish post 164 has a pair of base runners, and we're going to have a conference on the mound. Now, Broden Sales has a no-hitter going, but he has to think about keeping the shutout going too, as there are 2 on with just 1 out. And Spearfish will now turn over their lineup for the second time, and the top of the order will come up for Spearfish. Alex Meverden, the batter that Broden Sales will face, and the hard hat teammates giving Broden some encouragement. The James Bond music playing here and adding to the suspense and the drama. Who's your favorite James Bond? Is it Sean Connery, Roger Moore, Daniel Craig? If it's any of those, anybody other than those 3, you're definitely in the minority. Here comes the pitch to Aiden Meverden, and that pitch is outside for ball 1. I'm a big James Bond fan, but I worked with somebody who was way bigger, a much bigger James Bond fan than I ever was. My father-in-law is also a big James Bond fan. Count is now 1-1 with 1 out. 2 men are on. We're in the bottom of the 5th inning. What a pitch by Broden Sales. He was able to not only draw a strike, but that swing by Aiden Meverden was not even in the area code with that pitch when it crossed the plate. Here comes the 1-2 pitch to Meverden, and that's a swing and a miss, strike 3. Sales with a pair of Ks here in the 5th inning now has struck out 5 Spearfish post 164 hitters in this ball game over 5 innings. And here comes Travis Duell with 2 on and 2 out in the bottom of the 5th inning, with Broden Sales still yet to give up a hit for the Hardhats. First pitch is inside for a ball. Here comes the next pitch. Broden Sales throws over to first. Did he get him? I think he did. Did he? Yes, he did. And Broden Sales now has a no-hitter through 5 innings here in Spearfish. What a pickoff play by the left-hander as he gets Tucker Olson leaning off of first base with a bit of a lead, and the Hardhats get out of trouble. For the first time, they strand a pair of Spearfish base runners, and in the bottom of the 5th inning, there were no runs on no hits, there were no errors, and there was 1 man left on base. Through 5 innings here in Spearfish, South Dakota, at Black Hills Energy Stadium. It's post 22-5, and Spearfish post 164-0. Broden Sales has a no-no through 5 innings. This is Hardhats TV. Well, hang a star on that pickoff play a moment ago. Broden Sales, 6 outs away from a no-hitter. And you wonder if now the Hardhats will start to do the thing where they don't talk to the pitcher throwing a no-hitter. They kind of ignore the pitcher, don't want to say the wrong thing. You wonder if that's going to be around the broadcast.
Riverfront Broadcasting, supporting Spearfish Post 164 American Legion Baseball, and bringing you live coverage and highlights during select games throughout the season. Tune in and be part of the action. Thank you to KCCI Riverfront Broadcasting for supporting Spearfish American Legion Baseball.
So Josh Elder comes up to bat.
Now batting number 21, Josh Elder.
I like the shout out we had a moment ago for Eagle Country, KZZI. It's where I work. It's great to hear Riverfront Broadcasting recognized here at the ballpark tonight. Count is 0-1 now to Josh Elder. Elder is 1 for 2 tonight with a run scored. Stole a base back in the second inning, scored in the second, flew out to third back in the third inning. We're now in the top of the sixth inning. Hardhats on top 5-0. We apologize again for our streaming issue on the road here. They have a great Ethernet system for Wi-Fi, but our computer does not have a portal for the Ethernet, so we've used a mobile device. Ball is drilled into the home bullpen. No action in the bullpen. I think Spearfish content to keep riding Jack Branham into the late innings of this ball game. Branham's been solid as the starter for Spearfish post 164. Here comes a foul ball just over the press box here behind home plate. Hardhats leading 5-0. They've out-hit Spearfish 6-0. Spearfish had a pair of errors that opened the gate for the Hardhats to get their first run, but they haven't committed any errors since. There's a grounder to the first baseman. That's out number 1 to retire the leadoff man, Josh Elder. That's a U3 if you're scoring with us at home. Wilson Kiefer now the batter. Wilson Kiefer, 2 for 2 with a pair of singles, a run batted in, and a run scored. Wilson has just been so steady throughout the first quarter of this Hardhat season. Here comes the pitch to Kiefer, and that is high for a ball. Really look forward to the Veterans Classic next week. I hope we get some warm weather. It's always great when you have those hot summer days for those tournaments. Of course, the Firecracker last year was the coldest Firecracker tournament on record. Championship game was played in 59-degree weather on the 4th of July. Mercy. Don't tell me there's global warming. There's a pitch, high for a ball. Wilson Kiefer quickly ahead on the count, 3-0. Here comes the pitch from Spearfish. Jack Branham, and that catches the bottom of the strike zone for a strike. Count is 3-1 to Wilson Kiefer. Kiefer waits for the pitch and hits it hard to right field. This is carrying, and it will drop beyond the right fielder. That's at least a double. And stumbling but keeping his balance and reaching third with a triple is Wilson Kiefer. So Wilson Kiefer comes through with a 1-out 3-bagger off of Jack Branham, and Wilson is 3 for 3 in this ball game, and the Hardhats have a chance to tack on yet another insurance run here at the home of the Sasquatch and Spearfish. Now Aiden Roberts comes up to bat. There's a suicide squeeze, and he will reach first base with an infield bunt RBI single. Wow. What a play by Aiden, and that makes it 6-0 as Wilson Kiefer scores on that outstanding bunt down the third base line. What a play there by Roberts. Great execution for the Hardhats offense, and it's 6-0 in favor of the visitors from Pennington County. Wilson Kiefer scores. Aiden Roberts with the RBI. What a night Wilson has had. Pair of singles and a triple. 2 runs scored and an RBI. It's 6-0 Hardhats. The Hardhats have been able to string together 7 hits, and Broden Sales is pitching a no-hitter. And he's kind of sitting around a while or standing around a while in the cold right now because the Hardhats offense is hard at work. And there's a base hit coming from Carter Johnson. And going to third base is Aiden Roberts. And Carter Johnson comes through with a sliding double. That advances Aiden Roberts to third base.
Now
So the
batting for
Hardhats
22,
down
number
with
14,
two
Harrison
runs,
Good.
two runners in scoring position with just one out for Harrison Good. Harry Good with a golden opportunity to come through with his first hit tonight and break this game wide open. He hits it in front of the mound. Throw to first in time. Throw home, not in time. As that time Aiden Roberts flashes his blistering speed, racing down the line from third and making it a 7-0 ball game.
Now batting number 27, Alex Dietrich.
Harrison Good able to, I think, get the RBI on that play. I'm not sure he gets it there. But anyway, that is going to be a 1-2-3 putout. And Alex Dietrich comes up to bat with a man at second base. In a 7-0 ball game, Dietrich hits it hard down the line, but foul. Beyond the bullpen fence. No activity for either team. This is really Broden Sales' game right now for the Hardhats. Broden with 5 no-hit innings pitched. Trying to get that no-no. What a moment that would be if he could get a no-hitter tonight. Here comes a pitch, and it's low. Tom Seaver, Hall of Fame pitcher for the Mets and White Sox, he said whenever he took the mound, he always had the mentality of, I want to throw a perfect game. And then if that didn't happen, he thought, well, I'm going to try to get a no-hitter. That ball is in the dirt, and before you can even deliver a complete sentence, Carter Johnson races from second to third. Count is now 2-1 to Alex Dietrich. Broden Sales has a no-hitter going here in Spearfish. Pitch to Dietrich. He hits it deep. It is playable for the left fielder who makes the final out of the inning with a catch about 10 yards from the warning track down the left field line. But the Hardhats scored 2 runs on a total of 2 hits. There were no errors, and there was 1 man left on base. Through 5.5 innings here in Spearfish, we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. It's post 22-7, and Spearfish nothing, and Broden Sales is 6 outs away from a no-hitter on the road here in the Northern Hills on this cold night at Black Hills Energy Stadium. Can Broden Sales get the no-hitter? We shall find out. Travis Duell, who was batting as that pickoff and play at first, ended the 5th inning for Spearfish post 164, will bat yet again. After Travis Duell, it will be the heart of the order for Spearfish post 164 with Jack Branham and Hayden Hiding due up. If anyone gets on base, Owen Bruner will come to bat here in the 6th inning as well. We apologize for the streaming challenges tonight related to our mobile jetpack situation. They have a great Ethernet Wi-Fi system here, but unfortunately the Ethernet system doesn't work with our notebook style computer. So we just can't deliver that Wi-Fi stream that we wish we could give you like we do at home. So we begin the bottom of the 6th inning. Pitch goes to Duell. He pops it up. It's called for and caught by Dietrich for the first out of inning number 6. One pitch, one out to Travis Duell, and now here comes Jack Branham and the Hardhats with Broden Sales pitching 5 1/3 inning of no-hit baseball, now facing Branham. There's a high pitch from Sales. Sales is pitching so hard right now, his hat is flying off with great regularity. Here comes the next pitch from Broden, and that might end the no-hitter, will it? No, what a catch! Oh, Roach keeps the no-no alive for his St. Thomas More classmate with that great catch in left field. What a big catch there by Roach. Hang a star on that one. If we look back on a no-hitter before the night is through, that was a great web gem there by Aaron Roach in left field for the Hardhats. Now here comes Hayden Hiding, the cleanup hitter for post 164. Can Broden Sales go 6 innings without giving up a hit? There's a wild pitch in the dirt. Count is 2-0. Broden Sales has issued 5 walks, but he has yet to give up a hit in this ball game, and the Hardhats have yet to commit an error. Spearfish has committed 3 errors this evening. Hayden Hiding ahead in the count, 3-0. Sees a pitch cross home plate for a strike. Owen Bruner on deck if Hiding can reach base. Hardhats leading 7-0. Mike Fell with you, filling in for Oliver Fell. There's a ball hit to second, and that's the last out of the 6th inning. Hayden Hollick making the easy play there as the ball came right to him without much velocity. And that is another 1-2-3 inning, and Broden Sales is 3 outs away from a no-hitter here in Spearfish tonight. There were no hits, no runs, no errors, no men left on base, and Broden Sales, he is just 3 outs away from a no-hitter. We now go to the 7th inning in the 7-inning ball game. What a game it has been for Broden Sales and the Hardhats. They lead 7-0. The Hardhats have had 8 hits. We have a new pitcher out there for Spearfish. We'll wait to hear the pitcher announced.
Now pitching for Spearfish Post 164, number 15, Aiden Meverden.
So Aiden Meverden will be the pitcher, and he will move in from center field to pitch the 7th inning. Jack Branham, the book is closed on Jack. He goes 6 innings, gives up 7 runs. Not all of those runs were earned. Hardhats trying to get to 11-8 on the season. Broden Sales trying to get a no-hitter. We'll see if he can get it done, so stick around as we're going to find out a lot in the next inning here. Hayden Hollick will lead things off for the Hardhats in the top of the 7th inning. Here comes Hayden Hollick. Hayden tonight, 1 for 3 at the dish. Here's a pitch from Meverden. That's over for a strike. Spearfish fans, they call Meverden Mev. He fires into Hollick, and that pitch is high for a ball. I want to thank Coach Kelvin Torby. He brought the equipment with us up here tonight. Sure appreciate Oliver Fell, Coach Kelvin Torby arranging to get the equipment here. I was en route to Spearfish from some business meetings up in Bison earlier this afternoon. There comes a 2-1 pitch, and that is inside for ball 3. Aaron Roach on deck. What a big catch Aaron made to keep the no-hitter intact back in the bottom of the 6th inning a moment ago. Ball hit hard by Hollick, and it is playable and caught for the first out of the 7th inning. 1 up, 1 down for post 22. Now here comes Aaron Roach. Roach with a sacrifice fly back in the 3rd inning. Aaron Roach has really had a great season so far. Here comes a pitch to Aaron, and that is low in the zone. Count is 1-0. Coach Torby having a moment, talking to Aaron Roach. Got a little stoppage in play here. And now the 3rd baseman, Sean Sewell, going to try to chat for a moment here with relief pitcher Aiden Meverden for Spearfish Post 164. Spearfish, such a great sports town. This is where Joel Scott played his college basketball. Aaron Roach waits for the 1-0 pitch, and it's in the dirt. Count goes to 2-0. Don't go away. Aaron Roach, rather, Broden Sales will be going for a no-hitter in the bottom of this inning. Hardhats leading 7-0 at the moment. There's a pitch over for a strike. Count is now 2-1. On a chilly night, we've played almost 2 hours of baseball. Sun yet to set. It's going to be up for another 25 minutes or so. There's a pitch inside. It's now 3-1. Post 22 trying to get to 11-8 on the year. And it's looking good so far. They're up 7-0 in the final frame of this 7-inning contest. Hardhats with Aaron Roach drawing a walk.
Walk brings to plate number 29, Tate Crossway.
Now here comes Tate Crossway. Tate tonight is 0 for 2 with a sacrifice fly and an RBI recorded back in the 2nd inning. Back in the 3rd inning, rather. Here comes a pitch to Tate. Tate fouls it past the light tower down the left field line. Tate behind in the count, 0-1, the left-handed hitter facing right-handed pitcher Aiden Meverden, known as Mev in these parts. Meverden gives up a single through the right side of the infield, and there's a base hit. First hit of the night for Tate Crossway, and Aaron Roach advances. Now we've got some mayhem in the infield. There's the 4th error of the ball game committed by Spearfish Post 164, and that'll score Aaron Roach. So now it's 8-0 in favor of post 22.
Now batting number 21, Josh Elder.
Hardhats have scored in 6 of the 7 innings in which they've come to bat tonight. Aiden Meverden's pitch is low for ball 1. Josh Elder, the hitter. Josh 1 for 3 tonight with a single and a run scored back in the 2nd inning. Here comes a pitch to Elder, and it's high for a ball. Count now is 2-0. Post 22, 8. Post 164, 0. Broden Sales will be going for a no-hitter in the bottom of the 7th inning. Don't go away. There's a pitch over for a strike. Count is now 2-1 to Josh Elder. Again, Broden Sales, starting pitcher in this ball game, the left-hander, will be going for a no-hitter when Spearfish post 164 comes up to bat in the bottom of the 7th and final frame. Aiden Meverden having trouble finding the strike zone. Now behind 3-1 in the count to Josh Elder. Here comes the pitch from Meverden. It's not even close, and that's a free pass issued to Josh Elder. So there are 2 men on base.
Walk brings to the plate number 15, Wilson Kiefer.
With 1 out, Hardhats have scored a run here in the 7th with the assistance of an error, the 4th in the game for the home team. Wilson Kiefer now 3 for 3 tonight with a chance for a 4 for 4 performance. Here's a pitch to Wilson, and that ball gets away, and the runners advance to 2nd and 3rd on a wild pitch. Wilson Kiefer, can he go 4 for 4 tonight? Kiefer with an RBI, 2 runs scored, and now he has 2 men in scoring position. He could really fill one of those stat lines to legendary proportions if he gets a hit here. There's a low pitch. Yeah, Kiefer could very easily have 3 RBIs and a 4 for 4 performance if he can come through, but he can't get a swing on a pitch if the pitch isn't readily available. Meverden really struggling with his command, falling behind in the count 3-0 to Wilson Kiefer, and there's ball 4. That's not even within swinging range of Kiefer, and now the bases are loaded. And Aiden Meverden really struggling out there. He has played so well in center field. He's had a much tougher time on the mound. And we're going to have a conference here in a delay. Tate Crosswaite's at 3rd base. Josh Elder's at 2nd. Kiefer's at 1st. And now Aiden Roberts will come to bat here in the top of the 7th. This long 7th inning, certainly a long delay for
number 10, Aiden Roberts.
Hardhats pitcher Broden Sales, who is 3 outs away from a no-no. Comes a pitch from Meverden to Roberts, and that is high for a ball. Finally, the sun is out. It has taken a long time for the sun to shine. Better late than never. It's been a good night for post 22 as that ball is drilled past Kelvin Torby in the 3rd base box. Aiden Meverden working at a slow pace, hits Roberts, and that'll bring home a run. Roberts is hit by a pitch. That's the first hit by pitch for either team tonight. And now it's 9-0 in favor of post 22.
Now batting number 16, Carter Johnson.
That hit by pitch brings in Tate Crosswaite. with the 9th run of the ball game. And there's a pitch to Johnson, and that ball is caught in center field. And that will bring home a run with a sac fly. So good play there made for the 2nd time in this inning by the reserve center fielder.
Number 14, Harrison Good.
Johnson is out, but he drives in Josh Elder to make it 10-0 in favor of Post 22 here in the 7th inning. And Kiefer goes from 2nd to 3rd, tagging up. And Roberts is at first base still as he reached with a hit by pitch. Now here comes Harrison Good. Harrison looking for his first hit tonight. He's 0 for 3 with a walk. Let's see if Harry can get a hit here in this 10-0 ball game in favor of Post 22. Everton's pitch, swing and a miss. Count is 1-1. Broden Sales will go for a no-hitter in the bottom of the 7th inning. Hardhats down to their final out here in the top half of the 7th. Comes a pitch from Everton. It's in the dirt, gets away. The runners will not seek to advance. Apologize, we've had issues tonight with our stream, but we know that we should be able to bring you a clean replay broadcast. It's just an issue with streaming. They have Wi-Fi available by Ethernet connection, but unfortunately our computer does not have an Ethernet portal, and that makes it impossible to bring you the best Wi-Fi here. Count is now 3-1 to Harrison Good, and there's ball 4, and the bases are loaded yet again. So now Alex Dietrich comes up to bat, the 9th hitter in this inning, and Parker Rote's going to have a conversation with Aiden Everden, and we'll see if we have a pitching change here. Hardhats have a solid 10-0 advantage. Spearfish due up in the bottom of the 7th will feature the middle of their order: Owen Bruner, Brock Lewis, and Sean Sewell. Broden Sales will go for a no-hitter in the 7th inning. Broden has given up 5 walks, but he has not given up a hit tonight. And there hasn't even been one of those borderline, is it an error, is it a hit plays either. Hardhats have yet to commit an error. Alex Dietrich now to bat with the bases loaded. Dietrich, who has homered this year with a chance to come through with the first grand slam of the season against Aiden Everden. Let's see if he can do it. Here comes a pitch, and that ball is fouled out of play, and the count evens at 1-1. Alex Dietrich, 9th hitter this inning for Post 22, batting with the bases loaded. Hardhats up 10-0. Here's a pitch from Everden, and it's high. And right now, Everden, he's really having a hard time finding the zone. Here comes the 2-1 pitch from Everden, and that is over for a strike. And it's a 2-2 count now. Everden 1 strike away from getting out of this jam, only giving up 3 runs here in the top of the 5th. Here comes the pitch. Ball is lifted, and it's playable. Called for by the first baseman, who makes the catch, and that will do it in the top of the 7th inning. Well, the Hardhats bat around in the 7th inning, and they score 3 runs on a total of 2 hits. There was 1 error, And there were 3 men left on base. We're in the middle of the 7th inning. It's the 7th inning stretch, and the Hardhats lead 10-0. And now here comes Broden Sales with a chance to get a no-hitter for post 22. We will see if Broden Sales can nail down a no-no here in Spearfish tonight. He is that close. You can taste it. Owen Bruner, Brock Lewis, and Sean Sewell are due up for Spearfish post 164.
More of a physical game than we do on the You're what? Yeah.
Well, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Bottom of the 7th inning. Can Broden Sales deliver a no-hitter? Hardhats and Broden Sales, they know what's on the line here, leading 10-0. Can they get the no-hitter? We will see.
Number 6, Owen Bruner.
Owen Bruner, the leadoff hitter for Spearfish. I'm sure there have been many no-hitters and several perfect games thrown in post 22 history. It doesn't take anything away from what Broden Sales is trying to do, is trying to put his name in a very elite set of pitchers for post 22 and their great tradition. There's a pitch over for a strike.
He didn't say, hey, blue. He just said,
Owen Bruner, the hitter, swings and misses. That's strike 2. Bruner down to his final strike here. Hardhats trying to nail down a 10-0 victory and trying to stake Sales to a no-hitter. Bruner fouls it away. Back to the screen. Down in the count 0-2. Hardhats. Ace Broden Sales fires home, and did he get the corner? No, he did not get the corner, and the count is 2-2. Here comes the 2-2 pitch from Broden, and that's a swing and a miss, strike 3, and Broden Sales is 2 outs away from a no-hitter. What a tremendous pitch right there from Broden.
Now for post 164, number 16, Brock Lewis.
Broden Sales with a half-dozen strikeouts against 5 walks in this no-hit masterpiece leads off Brock Lewis with a strike. Sales 2 outs away from a no-hitter. There's a pitch outside for a ball. Count is 1-1 now. Brock Lewis, can he get a hit? Even in the count 1-1, we've got a delay as the umpire takes his mask off, puts it back on. Here comes Broden Sales now. He kicks and fires. That's over for a strike, and now Broden is ahead of the hitter 1-2. Sales trying to make history here in Spearfish tonight. There's a wild pitch back to the screen, and the count evens at 2-2. Sales loses his hat, and that's just one of the trademarks of Broden Sales. He reminds you of Tim Lincecum, Mark Friedrich, and many other pitchers that pitches so hard and at an angle where his hat falls off. There's a pitch outside. That loads the count at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Here comes the payoff pitch to Brock Lewis. the number 6 hitter. And there's a hit! And the no-hitter is gone. Brock Lewis does comes through with a base hit and ends the no-hit bid for Broden Sales. And the crowd goes wild here in Spearfish for the home team. And Broden Sales 6 1/3 inning bid of for a no-hitter is broken up by Brock Lewis, who had a no-doubt smash to center. There was nothing that any hard hat could have done to stop that hit from falling. So give credit there to Brock Lewis. He comes through and prevents Broden Sales from getting the no-hitter tonight. Sean Sewell now the batter for Spearfish. Here comes the pitch to Sewell. And Broden will have to try to shake off that. Man, boy, was that close. 2 outs away from a historic no-hitter on the road here at Black Hills Energy Stadium. Hey, Brock Lewis broke up the no-hit bid. Give credit to Brock. It's not easy to break up a no-hitter in the final frame of a ball game. And there's ball 4. Sean Sewell draws a 4-pitch walk. And now we have some activity quickly in the bullpen, and Coach Kelvin Torvey comes out to have a chat with Broden Sales and the infield. And I'm not sure if Kelvin Torvey isn't just kind of telling Broden, let's get this one. It's a 10-0 ball game. The outcome's certainly not in doubt at this moment, but for the Hardhats, they now have 2 on with 1 out in the bottom of the 7th inning. And Broden Sales still with a chance at a 1-hit complete game shutout if he can get 2 more outs. Broden fires home. That pitch is over for a strike. Will Scarf, the hitter. Here comes the next pitch to Will. That's a swing and a miss, strike 2. And whatever was said there by Coach Torvey seems to have taken good root with his left-handed ace, Broden Sales. Here comes the pitch from Broden Sales, and it is high for a ball. On deck is Tucker Olson, the number 9 hitter for Spearfish Post 164. There's a base hit in the center field, and the bases are loaded. And we're finding out just how loud this crowd can be here in Spearfish. They haven't had a lot to cheer about, but they are making some noise now with the bases loaded here in the 7th, and I think we may have a pitching change as Coach Torvey comes out. He'll take the ball, and listen to the ovation you're going to hear in a moment here for Broden Sales. A standing ovation for Broden Sales. 6 1/3 innings, only 2 hits given up, and he leaves with a 0 on the scoreboard, and he stands to be the winning pitcher. Broden Sales, who will graduate from St. Thomas More on Sunday, gets a tremendous ovation from the Post 22 faithful here in Spearfish tonight. Wow, what can you say about Broden Sales tonight? He has been phenomenal. Looks like Rowan Fredrickson will come out of the bullpen.
Down for Post 22, number 24, Rowan Fredrickson.
So to close the book on Broden Sales, I guess the book's still open. The bases are loaded with 1 out here. But Broden goes 6 1/3 innings. Only gives up 2 hits. Strikes out 6 Spearfish post 164 hitters tonight. And walks 6 post 164 hitters tonight. That's what you call balance. Rowan Fredrickson now coming out of the bullpen. Hard-throwing right-hander for the Hardhats. Will try to nail down a 10-0 victory and preserve a shutout for his teammate, Broden Sales. We've got some Rick Astley on the public address system here, and you don't get to hear Rick Astley every day, but you do here at Black Hills Energy Stadium tonight. 10-0 our score. Hardhats up 10-0. We're happy you're with us tonight. Again, we apologize on our streaming. We've got good Ethernet Wi-Fi, but our computer is not compatible with Ethernet cables. That's too bad, because we would love to have had a better stream for you this evening. We'll have a perfect stream for you on Thursday night, our next broadcast. We will be at home as the 320 Stars pay a visit to Fitzgerald Stadium. We'll have that game for you Thursday night. I'll have the call as I'm filling in for Oliver Fell, who is enjoying a week back in his hometown of Denver, as there will be no baseball this Memorial Day weekend. It's really the only break in the schedule for Oliver to get some time at home. He's making the most of it, and I'm happy as his dad, Mike Fell, to fill in for you tonight and Thursday. Count is 1-1 now to Tucker Olson. Brock Lewis is at third. Sean Sewell is at second. Will Scarf's at first. Rowan Fredrickson now. 1-2 to Tucker Olson. Double play would end the ball game. We haven't seen a double play for either team yet tonight. And there's strike 3. Rowan Fredrickson able to ring up Tucker Olson, the number 9 hitter in the Spearfish lineup. And the Hardhats are 1 out away from a 10-0 shutout. It'd be a combined shutout, Sales and Fredrickson here if they can get it. Bases are loaded with Spearfish hitters. There's a swing and a miss by Aiden Meverden. Meverden trying to bring home a runner for the first time tonight for Spearfish post 164. There's a pitch. That's a strike. And now the Hardhats are a strike away from a 10-0 shutout victory. Trying to strand the bases loaded with Spearfish base runners here. Here's a pitch. Ball is hit to third. It's handled. Throw to first in time. And that'll do it. The Hardhats get a shutout and win 10-0. Broden Sales able to record a 6 1/3 masterpiece. He does not give up a run tonight. And Rowan Fredrickson able to get the final 2 outs. And the Hardhats defeat Spearfish post 164, 10-0. The final tally, it's the Hardhats 10 runs with 9 hits. They did not commit an error. Spearfish no runs. They had 2 hits in the 7th inning and committed 4 errors. And Hardhats are now 11-8 on the year. Spearfish post 164 drops to 5-10 on the season, and the Hardhats will celebrate a happy bus trip home, winning 10-0 tonight here at Black Hills Energy Stadium. For the voice of Hardhats TV, Oliver Fell, this is Mike Fell saying thanks for listening and have a great night. This has been a presentation of Post 22 Baseball and Hardhats TV. Good night from Spearfish, South Dakota.